जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ, जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ, जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ, जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ। गौरवशाली वैभवशाली तुझको करो प्रणाम, जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ, जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ। जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ। मुझे बचाते पीराओं से वरद हस्त जो तेरे, तेरे मंदिर आते जाते पाँव थके ना मेरे। जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ। मुझे बजाते पीराओं से वरद हस्त जो तेरे, तेरे मंदिर आते जाते पाँव थके ना मेरे। तूने माता सरा बनाए मेरे बिगड़े काम, जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ, जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ। जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ, माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ। तेरे महिमा में क्या गाऊं सारी दुनिया जाने, उसको विपदा कभी न घेरे जो कोई तुझको माने। हे माँ, हे माँ, हे माँ। तेरी महिमा में क्या गाऊं सारी दुनिया जाने, उसको विपदा कभी न घेरे जो कोई तुझको माने। तेरे तो चरणों में देखे मैंने चारों धाम, जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ, जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ। गौरवशाली वैभवशाली तुझको करो प्रणाम, जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ, जगदम्बे जय जगदम्बे माँ। जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ, माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ, माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ।
बोलो श्री दुर्गा माता की जय. There's nothing like a bhajan from Sabrina to put you into the mood to sing Ma's praises. At this time we'll have Bhaiji Gabriel now performing the Durga chalisa. I've said this before, but it's worth saying again that the Durga chalisa is not something that we know like the Hanumanji chalisa. The Durga chalisa is not something that we have memorized or that's ingrained in us as the Hanumanji chalisa is. And so, like the other services that we provide, Shivji service, Hanumanji service, we hope that the Durga Ma service as well will help us to learn together this Durga Ma chalisa that praises Durga Ma. When Gabriel is finished, I will just explain a couple verses to help us to understand a little bit more about what this chalisa means to us and, of course, to Ma Durga. Thank you. Over to you, Gabriel.
Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Shri Saraswati Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvat Sadike Sharanye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namastute Devi Narayani Namastute Devi Narayani Namastute Jai Ambe Jagadambe Ma Jai Ambe Jagadambe Jai Ambe Jagadambe Ma Jai Ambe Jagadambe Namo Namo Durge Sukha Karani Namo Namo Ambe Dukha Harani Nirankar hai Jyoti tumhari तिहो लोक पहले उजियारे जय अम्बे जगदम्बे माँ जय अम्बे जगदम्बे शशिललाट मुख महा विशाला नेत्र लाल भ्रकुटी विकराला रूप मात को अधिक सुहावे दर्श करत जन अति सुख पावे तुम संसार शक्ति लय कीना पालन हेतु अन्न धन दीना अन्नपूर्णा हुई है जगपाला तुम ही आदि सुंदरी बाला जय अम्बे जगदम्बे माँ जय अम्बे जगदम्बे प्रलय काल सबना शनहारे तुम गौरी शिव शंकर प्यारे शिव योगी तुमरे गुण गावे दम्हावे जो तुम्हें नित्य ध्यावे रूप सरस्वती का तुम दारा दे सुबुद्धि ऋषि मुनि न उबारा धरो रूप नर सिंह को अम्बा जगत भई पार कर कंबा। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे माँ जय जगदम्बे। रक्षा करी प्रहलाद बचायो, हिरण्याकशु को स्वर्ग पतायो। लक्ष्मी रूप धरो जग माही, श्री नारायण अंग समाई। क्षीर सिंधु में करत विलासा, दया सिंधु दीजे मन आसा। हिंगलाज में तुम्ही भवानी, महिमा अमितन चात बकानी। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे माँ जय। मातंगी धूमावती माता, भुवनेश्वरी बगला सुखदाता। श्री भैरव तारा जगतारिणी, चिन्ह बाल भव दुख निहारिणी। के हरिवाहन सोहे भवानी, लंगूर वीर चलत अगवानी। कर में कपर कर कविराजे, जाको देख काल धर बाजे। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे माँ जय अम्बे जगदम्बे। सोहे कर में अस्त्र त्रिशूला, जात उत्तर शक्तु ही यशूला। नगर कोटि में तुम्हें विराजत, सोहे आस और त्रिशूला, जात उत्तर शक्तु ही यशूला। नगर कोटि में तुम्हें विराजत, तिहो लोक में डंका बाजत। शुंभ निशुंभ दानव तुम हमारे, रक्त बीज शंकन संहारे। महिषासुर नृप अति अभिमानी, जही अगबार मही अकुलानी। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे माँ जय अम्बे जगदम्बे। रूप कराल काली को दारा, सेन सहित तुम ही संहारा। परिवार संतन पर जब जब, बही सहाय मात तुम तब तब। अमरपुरी अरबा सब लोका, तब महिमा सब रहे अशोका। भाला में है ज्योति तुम्हारे, तुम्हें सदा पूजे नर नारी। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे माँ जय। प्रेम भक्ति से जो नर गावे, दुख दरिद्र निकट नहीं आवे। ध्याये तुम्हें जो नर मन लाए, जन्म मरण को छूछुत ज्ञावे। जोगी सुर मुनि कहते पुकारे, जोग न हो बिन शक्ति तुम्हारे। शंकर आचरहि तब कीन, काम क्रोध जीति सब लीन। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे माँ, जय अम्बे जगदम्बे। निश दिन ध्यान धरो शंकर को, काहू काल नहीं सुमिरो तुमको। शक्ति रूप करो मर माए, शक्ति गए तब मन पछतायो। शरणागत हुई कीर्ति बखानी, जय 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 जगदम्ब भवानी। भई प्रसन्न आदि जगदम्बा, दई शक्ति नहीं की न विलंबा। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे माँ, जय अम्बे जगदम्बे। मुख मात कष्ट अति गेरो, तुम बिन कौन हरे दुख मेरो। आशा तृष्णा निपत सतावे, रिपु मूरत मोहि अति दर पावे। शत्रुनाश की जय महारानी, सुमिरो एक चित तुम्हें भवानी। करो कृपा है मातु दयाला, रिद्धि सिद्धि को करहु निहाला। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे माँ, जय अम्बे जगदम्बे। जब लग जियो दया पल पावे, तुम्हारो यश में सदा सुनावे। दुर्गा चलीसा जो कोई गावे, सब सुख भोग परम पद पावे। देवी दास सदा शर आवे, काहू काल जगदम्ब भवानी। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे माँ, 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 जय अम्बे जगदम्बे। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे।
बोलो जगदम्बिका दुर्गा माता की जय। Thank you again, Bhaiji Gabriel, for singing the Durga chalisa with us. In the Durga chalisa we said, Shashilalat Mukha Mahavishala, Netralal Brikuti Vikrala. We say, O Ma Durga, your face is like the moon, your mouth being that size, Mahavishala, if your face is like the moon, you're able to swallow up the entire universe. Your eyes sheen with a red glow, and your smile can chase away any demons. Rupamati ko adhika suhave, daras karat jana ati sukh pave. O Ma, your look is enchanting, the very sight of which ensures welfare of the needy. We pray that by singing this chalisa, by singing Ma Durga's praises, that we can become closer to her, that we can understand her form and the way that she's presented to us. Thank you again for joining with us, everyone. Let us now start by clasping our hands. We close our eyes as we perform our prarthana. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Atulit Baladamam Hema Shaila Badeham Dhanujavan Krishanyam Jnanina Mridaganyam Sakala Gunanidanam Vanarana Madhisham Raghupati Priya Bhaktam Vatajatam Namami Kararvinde Napadarvindam Mukarvinde Viniveshayantram Vatasya Patrasya Puteshayanam Bala Mukunda Manasa Smarami Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Lokabhiramam Ranarangadiram Rajivanetram Raghuvanshanatam Karunyarupam Karunakarantam Shri Ramachandram Manasa Smarami Shri Rama Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama 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 Vande Devam Umapatim Surgurum Vande Jagatkaranam Vande Panchagabhushanam Mrigadaram Vande Pashunapatim Vande Surya Shashakvahinayanam Vande Mukunda Priyam Vande Bhaktajanashrayam Chavaradam, Vande Shivam Shankaram. ॐ सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणीं विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा लक्ष्मीकरोतु कल्याणम् आरोग्यं सुखसम्पदा मम शत्रुविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोऽस्तु ते नारायणी नमोऽस्तु ते नारायणी नमोऽस्तु ते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ Jai Mata Di. Today I'm very blessed to see all of you joining with us in Shanti Satsangh, in our Satsangh dedicated to Ma Bhavani, Ma Durga. As you all know, Mahashivratri is coming up, one of the most important days of our Hindu calendar. I'm sure all of you will be celebrating with us, and I'm sure we have lots in store to keep this energy going with our Shiv Puran Katha leading up to Mahashivratri. With this Shivratri approaching, there are many things that we can do, like this Shiv Puran Katha, to tune our minds. We can perform sadhana, we could do fasting, we could do mantra japam. There are many things, the list goes on about the ways that we can tune our minds to have this devotion. The way that we can tune our minds to acquire or to retain this devotion that we will be receiving on Mahashivratri, these blessings that we will receive. And this brings a very good question into our minds. Why is it that we sacrifice and fast? Why is it that we take the time out of our day to perform these actions that we have here? Why is it that we do these sadhana, that we do this fasting, that we do japam, puja, katha? Why are we sacrificing for this? Why is it that we spend time buying our puja ingredients, our sarjam? We're looking through the stores to find the best quality ingredients. We're looking for the best kumkum, the best attar. We're spending our time and our money to buy all of these things. So why is it that we spend all of this time and effort? Is all of this effort going to be worth it in the end? And what are we truly making that sacrifice for? I hope that we can answer some of these questions today. Yes, the obvious answer is that we're making these sacrifices to build this connection to Bhagwan, to build this connection to God. And we're trying to ensure that our God has the right ingredients in the same way that we would go to the grocery store and pick out the best apples for us to eat. We're trying to make sure that Bhagwan has the best. But there are many people who do these actions who do not have this thought. It's basic to you and I to think we want the best for God. We're doing this because we're sacrificing. We want God to have this. But believe me that there are many people who follow along with these things, or they've been told what to do, and they do not understand the true purpose for their sacrifice. As a Pandit, we see this, that when you enter a devotee's home and you have to perform this puja for them, they do not know what the puja is for. They're not exactly sure why they're performing it sometimes. Only that this elder has told them that they must perform it. Not always. This is maybe 10%, 5% or less of the pujas that you'll do. So it's very rare, but there are some people who think like this, that they're not quite sure why they're doing this. And so we have to think to ourselves, what is it that we're doing all of this for? Do we know the true purpose of why we're sacrificing, why we do certain pujas, why we're doing all of this effort to offer this to Bhagwan? And so you can say that if there's nothing wrong from them doing the puja, they might not know what the reason is, but there's nothing wrong from them still doing the puja. Of course not. No bad can happen from them doing the puja, even if they do not know what the puja is for or what they're offering for. But on the alternate side, if they do not know why they're performing this puja, there's not much good that can come out of it. If they're not looking to truly be receptive to learning, if they're not looking to learn about Bhagwan, to become closer to God, then they might not gain anything either. It is possible that that puja will only do a little bit of good instead of the lots that it's supposed to do in their home. So if you're not sacrificing for the right reasons, and you're not looking to gain anything from the puja, because we should be, then sometimes that puja is not as fruitful as it can be. Do you know the big difference? There's a big difference that many people have. There's a big sacrifice that many people have when they don't know why and where this tradition comes from. The sacrifice that they make when they're performing this tradition. Some of them are when we offer siddha. Do you know what siddha is? Siddha is when we offer grains, peas, dal and rice, and so on. We offer this in packets, uncooked. We offer them to the pandits when we do Shrad and other pujas. It is usually given to a pandit after. The purpose of the siddha was to provide the pandit with everything necessary in order to sustain and live comfortably. Because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure when Panditai began, the pandits, they would perform puja for the shrotas. They would go to various houses and perform the puja. But they had no other job other than Panditai. If you were a pandit in the elder days, that is all you were. I mean, you could have been other things. But many, many times these pandits spent their entire life dedicated to just doing that. Which is why they were so great and we look up to them today. But they needed assistance. And so the siddha was there to provide them with the grains, the food that they needed so that they can live comfortably. They offered their services, and in return, through the kindness of the shrota, they were provided with that food and siddha to take home to carry on their day, to continue to live comfortably. You know, I'm sure when Panditai first started, they probably were not even paid in dakshina. They were probably not paid in money, because money has not always existed. Our religion is thousands of years old. So money did not always exist. People were bartering, they were trading. And so now pandits are provided with dakshina, with money from the shrotas, as compensation for allowing this puja to happen, and to allow the pandits, this is why we offer dakshina, to allow the pandits to continue doing what they're doing. To help them, you're basically saying if your pandit has done a good job and you're paying them, you're offering them dakshina, that they're doing a good job. You believe in the dharma that they're upholding. And so you're giving whatever you can afford for the services, so that this dharma can carry on, so that they can continue to do this. And I'm not going to speak for any other pandit, but to me that is enough. The dakshina that we receive is enough to sustain us, because we all have other jobs now in Panditai. There's very few pundits that are doing this full time. So many pundits here in the West, we are treated well, we're treated with respect. So if you wanted to provide siddha to someone, you can continue providing to pundits, or I can say alternatively, you can provide this siddha, these grains, to those who need it, to those who are less fortunate, who are looking for a particular siddha, like shelters, like food banks. They're looking for that particular product. And don't get me wrong, I know some of you are hearing me. I'm not saying I'm not grateful for what I've received. I'm not saying that other pundits are not grateful for what they have received in terms of siddha. We are grateful. I'm just saying that I am content with what I have. And I recognize that most people do not understand the reason behind giving the siddha in the first place. I'm saying that people do not understand the reason that they're making this sacrifice. They're going to the store and picking out all of these. They do not know the reason behind this. They were just told, you have to give the pandit siddha. So let us now take a look at someone who has made a sacrifice for Bhagwan and what their reason for sacrifice is. Om Bolo Ram, 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 Bolo Ram.
Bolo Ram, Bolo Ram, Bolo Ram, Bolo Ram.
ओ नित पूजत प्रभु पावरी, प्रीति न हृदय समाती, मागी मागी आयसु करत, राज काज बहु बाटी। बोलो राम, बोलो राम, बोलो राम, बोलो राम, सीताराम, 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 सीताराम. We all know Bharat, Prabhu Shri Ram's brother. He was not present at the time of Prabhu Shri Ram's banishment, the time that Shri Ram was exiled. He tried to go and bring Prabhu Shri Ram back from the forest, but of course we know that Shri Ram refused. And he said that he needed to uphold his promise. So Bharat still needed to rule the kingdom in Prabhu Shri Ram's absence. And what did he do? He made a hut out of sticks and leaves. He placed grass to sit on and made a comfortable spot outside the city of Ayodhya in a place named Nandigram. In every way, Bharat, he was sacrificing, living in that hut without any comfort, without any cushions from the palace, without the true golden clothes from the palace, the golden spoons. He lived in the same way that Prabhu Shri Ram would have lived, and he ruled the kingdom from that throne. He placed Prabhu Shri Ram's slippers onto the throne, and he sits beside the throne to rule. This is the Rishi Dharam. It says that Bharat lived. He was strict like a sadhu. And from that humble setting, that's where he ruled the entire kingdom for 14 years until Prabhu Shri Ram came back. In the verse we just read, it says that Bharat would constantly seek the advice of the karao, of the slippers of Shri Ram, looking upon them with such respect as if they were Shri Ram himself. Why did Bharat do this? Of course, you can say that it may have felt wrong to live in a palace while his brother was in exile. You could say that this might be the feeling that Bharat had. Bharat decided to sacrifice the luxuries of the palace because without God in his life, the luxuries did not matter to him. This was an easy decision for Bharat. Right away he made this decision. Without Prabhu Shri Ram there, he did not have the appreciation for the luxury of the palace, for the comfort of his home. Some of the reasons, like Bharat, that we fast, that we sacrifice, the reason that we fast is for that same appreciation. Like Bharat, once you fast and you go back to the way you were living before, once you're eating fruits and vegetables for days, and then you can finally eat salt again, do you know the appreciation of the food that you will have after that? And let me tell you, not that I've had bad food, but even if you were to taste not properly cooked, not the best chef's meal, after fasting, it would taste delicious. So you have that appreciation for that which you're fasting from, the luxury, the food. The second reason we fast is to build willpower. My Guru Panaharda is sitting here today, and he has been fasting for so many days that I have lost count. Gurji fasts for days on end, and this can only be achieved because he has the willpower to do so. There's another reason, and I'll tell you that just now. But without willpower to continue along that path, that difficult path of fasting or sacrifice that you have chosen, it is next to impossible. The third reason that we fast is to build resiliency. That we understand that we should never sit in comfort for too long. Comfort does not stay with us. Good times never stay with us. And if we need to endure hardships at any point in time, if we had fasted, if we had deprived ourselves of certain things that we consider very valuable, then when that hardship comes, what happens? We're prepared for it mentally. When a little bit of hardship comes into our life, you can say, this is nothing. I have fasted on fruits alone for 17 days, 21 days, whatever the case may be. It builds resiliency in you when you have this sacrifice. And the fourth thing, the reason that we sacrifice, the reason that we fast is for purity. To break this cycle of bad habits, to keep our mind and of course our body pure. When we fast from negative things, from different foods that we're not supposed to eat, I'll let you decide what that is. Then our body becomes more pure. And when we're fasting and sacrificing for Bhagwan, for different things, japam, we're doing puja more, then our mind becomes pure. So Bharat asked, when God is not in our hearts, in our minds, He's not around us, then how can we enjoy the comfort of this life? How is it that we can enjoy the comfort of the world when God is not near to us? Bhagwan Shri Krishna answers Bharat's question. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari भगवान् हि वो देवा दास्यन्ते यज्ञमावृता तैर्यद्यप्रदाययो भक्तिस्तेनैव सा श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द
हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
ओ हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ
नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव
हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. Bhagavan Shri Krishna says that due to the sacrifices of our ancestors, the rishis and munis before us, our gods and demigods were pleased. They have provided our ancestors and therefore us with all that we need to survive. This is chapter 3, verse 12 for anyone following along. He says, therefore, anyone who enjoys the pleasures, comforts, and necessities of life without first offering to God is like a thief. These are very strong words from Bhagavan Shri Krishna. He says all of this was given by the demigods, by our ancestors through their sacrifices. We are reaping the benefits of who we are today, the wealth that we have today, the opportunity that we have today from many, many others before us, from Bhagavan, who is the creator of everything. And so he says, if we're going to enjoy all of this, if we're going to have all of this, all these necessities, and those above that, the pleasures, the wants that we have, then he says, if you do that without giving thanks, without sacrificing for Bhagavan, then it is like you are thieving. How can we enjoy this if we do not give up something and sacrifice for it? How can we enjoy the food that we eat if we do not fast? To give our appreciation to Bhagavan for all that he has given us. And when we do fast, and we taste that food, as I said before, after that, that appreciation for Bhagavan grows even more. You see, in the beginning, we're doing it for God. We're saying, God, all of this is yours. Brahmarparam brahmavya brahmagnau brahmanautam brahmeva tena gantavya brahma karma samadhinau. Chapter 4, verse 24. It tells us that everything is Bhagavan, everything is Brahman. So God, we offer this to you. And the end result of that sacrifice, and initially we're praying to God, this is for you, O God. We're reaping that benefit. And at the end of the sacrifice, once we taste the food again, once we break our fast or our sadhana, and we appreciate the luxuries that we have, then we appreciate God even more. There's two ways that this works in our benefit. So, when we do fast, when we do have all of that, and we break it, it is beneficial for us in two ways. Because now, and I'm sure those fasting now would be able to relate to this for Shivratri, that when we have that bhajan Shivratri morning, that break fast that we'll have, that is when we will truly appreciate the sacrifices we have made, the sacrifices of those before us, and all the luxuries that we have in our life thanks to God. Thank you for joining with us, everyone. I hope that we now understand the value that there is in sacrificing, for fasting, for sadhana. I hope that we understand why we are doing something before we begin that sacrifice, or at least the importance of looking for that knowledge before we do something. And we learned today that the reasons that we sacrifice are for appreciation, to build willpower, to build resiliency, to have purity in our minds and our bodies, and to appreciate all that we've been given from God once we have stopped that sacrifice. And the last thing that we have learned is that we should recognize that we should enjoy this life, that we should give thanks at all times, but to Bhagavan first before we enjoy. Today we have a dedication and we have a Shrota, Sarah and Yado. They're wishing, the dedication goes, we're wishing our daughter, our beautiful daughter Nalini, a very blessed 5th birthday. We love you so very much and pray Durga Ma continues to bless you with good health and strength. Love always, Daddy, Mommy, and Shankar. Thank you, Sarah and Yado, for sponsoring with us. Happy birthday. I think it's belated birthday, right? Yesterday? Happy belated birthday to Nalini. She sat down for puja today. And we did puja in grand style to Durga Ma as always. The mala, is it sponsored by you? All malas? So Hanumanji Swami's mala is sponsored by Sarah, no? Okay. So Ganga, so we have 3 malas, 3 beautiful malas. We have decorated Durga Ma, Ganga Ma, and Hanumanji Swami. The Ganga Ma mala was sponsored by Sarah and Yado, and the Durga Ma mala and Hanumanji mala were sponsored by Auntie Annie. Today is Auntie Annie's birthday as well, and I'm sure that's the reason that she has sponsored these malas, these beautiful malas for us. So thank you so much, Auntie Annie, and a happy birthday to you as well. Let us now all join together in this short bhajan. Om Ma Jai Ambe Ma Jai Durga Ma Raksha Karo. Can you put it up? Ma Jai Ambe Ma Jai Durga Ma Raksha Karo. Om Jai Ambe Ma Jai Durga Ma Kripa Karo. Bhumi, do one more. Ma Jai Ambe Ma Jai Durga Ma Raksha Karo. Om Jai Ambe Ma Jai Durga Ma Kripa Karo. O Pehra Wali Jota Wali Re, O Shera Wali शक्तिशाली मन में लगन है ज़रा न थकन है खुशियाँ हज़ारा तू मेरा लचा हूँ भरी भरी आओ दिल को भर तू मन में लगन है ज़रा न थकन है खुशियाँ खजाना तू मेरा लचा हूँ भरी भरी आओ जाना तू। ओ माँ जय अम्बे माँ, जय दुर्गे माँ, रक्षा करो। ओ माँ जय अम्बे माँ, जय दुर्गे माँ, कृपा करो। रुख है सुहानी, तंद तंद पानी, तपन हरे मन भी। लगे नहीं दूरी, होती ही है पूरी, आशा जीवन भी। ओ रुख है सुहानी, तंद तंद पानी, तपन हरे मन भी। लगे नहीं दूरी, होते ही है पूरी, आशा जीवन भी। माँ जय अम्बे माँ, जय दुर्गे माँ, रक्षा करो। ओ माँ जय अम्बे माँ, जय दुर्गे माँ, कृपा करो। माँ जय अम्बे माँ, जय दुर्गे माँ, रक्षा करो। ओ माँ जय अम्बे माँ, जय दुर्गे माँ, कृपा करो। कृपा करो, माँ कृपा करो। Happy birthday to Nalini and to Auntie Annie as well. Thank you again for joining with us, everyone. We have our Gurji Pandit Hardat Ashwar here, and as always, we'd like to hear a few words from him. So we'll give him the mic from there.
ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते। शरणागत दीनार्थ परित्राण परायणे सर्वस्यार्थ रहे देवी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। बोले जगदम्बिका माता की जय। Jai Sitaram, everyone. It is very nice to see all of you, friends and family of Sarah and Yado. Here this evening. I'd like to wish the birthday people happy birthday. Friday evening, Pandit Suraj conducts a service. I usually don't do anything, but it's a very special evening, so I wanted to say a few words of best wishes to Annie, who's my little sister. She's celebrating her birthday today in Niagara Falls. I had to call that out because she's checked in. You can't hide anything today. But we love her very much, and we hope that you're enjoying and having a very blessed evening. We did Sahasranam so for her this morning. She's a tireless volunteer of the temple with her husband, and when they're here, their loving children are always here. They work tremendously hard for our temple all the time, and I think she rightly deserves a little break today. Happy birthday to you, Annie, and I hope and pray that Bhagwan continue to bless you and your family with health, wealth, bliss, contentment, and all the beautiful things that you deserve in life. Happy, happy birthday, and God bless you always. Of course, I'd like to say happy birthday to our little Nalini, celebrating her 5th birthday. She is a very, very special child in our life. She adds a lot of glitter when she's here, as you can see by her mask. She adds a lot of glitter and glamour when she's at the temple, and is always very active. We love children at the temple. We love adults too, by the way, and seniors, but we love children at the temple. In the many, many years we have had Bhavani Shankar Mandir, in the Melanie Drive and in here, there has never ever been a time on record or off record where Pandit Hardat or anybody has ever told a child in this temple, in Bhavani Shankar Mandir, to go outside or tell the mother to go outside or the child is crying. I mean, people have discretion, but we have never ever done that because a child has to grow up in a temple. We, this generation, of people here, Uncle Pepe, Auntie Veda, they will tell you that back in the villages, we grew up in temples literally. And no matter how much you behave, the parents would have discretion and take you out sometimes, but a child has to grow up in a temple. It's an environment that is blissful, charged, friendly, and playful. I encourage children to play when they come here. Nalini and Shankar are my friends. When they come here, I play Kechaku with them. I don't know if you guys know what Kechaku is. Nanda, you know what Kechaku is? Okay. I know many people will know. Jeet, your kids don't know what Kechaku is. What do they call it in Canada? Hide and seek. Hide and seek. Right. I play Kechaku with them every time they're here because their parents are volunteers, so we get to stay late and the temple is empty, so we get to run this whole temple back and front. You think God is going to be angry because children are running? This is God's kids. And so we allow kids to grow up. Many of these kids sitting here on the stage today, accomplished as they are in so many ways in school, they were creeping when this temple started. And today, they're not creeping, they're well behaved, they've grown out of that. So we have always encouraged children to be at the temple, and we're never upset when they run and they walk because it is very difficult for an adult to sit down one place and their mind to be stable. What about a child? Right? What about a child? So we love Nalini and of course Shankar very much. And when they're here, they always fill our lives with so much of life. Because that is the purpose of children, to fill our lives with life. And if they don't do that, they're not children. I want to wish her a happy, happy 5th birthday. And I hope and pray that, the Lord continue to bless them. Bhagwan Mahadev, Bhagavati Mata, continue to bless them. And let them continue to grow up in a temple. I told Sarah the other day when she was here, she and I had a little chat. I said, whatever, path they choose in education, in whatever it is, may they never stop coming to temple. Because temple is very important to keep the deep-rooted culture in them. It is very important. Very, very important. We want to wish her a happy birthday. And I'm so glad to see a family and friends here this evening to join and to bless her and to wish her well. I would like to congratulate Sarah and Yado for the way they are really working very tirelessly with the children to ensure that they are here. COVID or no COVID, these children are here. And they are participating, they are doing things, they are so accustomed to the environment, and that's what we love. So happy birthday again, Nalini. I know she's busy with her toy right now, which, by the way, I have to play with before she leaves. I have to make sure I get a game with you. Shankar, I need that car before you leave. It's the same one, yeah. He looks so upset now. So happy birthday again, little one, and I hope and pray Bhagwan continue to bless you. Let's sing one verse of a song for her. One scale lower.
जग के रखवाले करने वाले जगदम्बे मैया, जग के रखवाले करने वाले जगदम्बे मैया, महिमा तुम्हारी है निराली ओ जगदम्बे मैया, महिमा तुम्हारी है निराली ओ जगदम्बे मैया, जग के रखवाले करने वाले जगदम्बे मैया, जग के रखवाले करने वाले जगदम्बे मैया। तेरी दया से जीते हैं मैया, तेरी भरोसे चलती है मैया। तेरी दया से जीते हैं मैया, तेरी भरोसे चलती है मैया। सबके मीता दे रात खाली जगदम्बे मैया, महिमा तुम्हारी है निराली ओ जगदम्बे मैया। जग के रखवाले करने वाले जगदम्बे मैया, जग के रखवाले करने वाले जगदम्बे मैया। दुखियों के घर में सुख बैठा दे, अंधियारी घर में दिया जला दे। दुखियों के घर में सुख बैठा दे, अंधियारी घर में दिया जला दे। घर घर है सबके मीता दी रात खाली जगदम्बे मैया, महिमा तुम्हारी है निराली ओ जगदम्बे मैया। जग के रखवाले करने वाले जगदम्बे मैया, हो जगदम्बे मैया, हो जगदम्बे मैया। बोले जगदम्बिका माता की जय। Happy birthday again, Nalini. God bless you always. Just a quick few announcements before we do arati. I want to remind you, Mahashivratri is on February 28th. It's going to be a very grand Shivratri here, at least. And so next week we start prepping for Shivratri by having our annual 5 nights of Mahashiv Puran Katha, starting on February 23rd. We do it, this we do every year, 5 nights of Katha leading up to Shivratri. So we start on the 23rd, 7 to 9 p.m., Shiv Puran Katha. Come on out to the temple. It's not a lot of places you can be at this point in time because of weather and so on. Come on out to the temple, sit down, enjoy. It's warm here, it's safe. And if you can come out, join us online. Become a Shrota one of the evenings. Everything is online now. You don't even have to call anybody. You go online and do everything that you need to. So please participate in the program. On Mahashivratri night, you know, last year was a very tough year for us, celebrating. Not anything else, just celebrating. Because usually in the temple on Shivratri night, about 2,000 people would pass through the temple. Last year it was closed and only 14 of us were here. 10 of us were allowed, but 14 of us were here because we can't do a program with 10 people. It was a little heartbreaking for me, but we were okay. This year, Shivji Bhagwan has allowed us to come back. We're preparing for you to come. We have chairs, we have space. Don't worry about it. Come and spend the night with us on February 28th. It is going to be beautiful. We are going over and beyond with our decor, with our Shringar to Lord Shiva. It is something that you have to see, the preparations we're making. The Lord will be dressed in 4 sessions. At 3 o'clock in the morning, we do 1,000 lotus to the Lord. It is what we do, right? We celebrate, and we're expecting a lot of you. So please come on out and bring your friends and family. Bring your Rudraksh Mala, bring a shawl with you. We'll do lots of group chanting that night, japam to energize you. We're doing it very different, so you don't have to line up an hour to go throw gel on the Lord. You don't have to do all of that. First session, all the juice and all the milk will be done. After that, you're not throwing back that for the rest of the night. Next session, prasad. Next session, Belopatra.
We want you not to spend the night lining up. We want you to spend the night praying and singing. And that's how we plan to do it. So come on out on Mahashivratri night and next week as well for Shivratri Katha. Jai Sitaram, and so nice to be with you tonight. Thank you. Panditji.
Thank you, Gurji. Just one other announcement as well. This Sunday is our Shiva Sahasranam and Bhavani Shankar Yantra Puja. So you have one day to gather all Puja Sarjam, as I said in the Katha. Now you know a little bit more about this puja, so gather your puja ingredients, whatever you need, and this will be done at 10 a.m. on Sunday, live in your own homes. So if you want to partake in that, it's a good opportunity to do puja at home. Thank you, everyone. Let us now please all stand for arati. Om Yani Kani Cha Papani Janmantari Kritani Cha Tani Sarvani Nashyantu Pradakshana Pare Pare.
Om Jai Ambe Gauri Maya Jai Shama Gauri Jai Ambe Gauri Maya Jai Shama Gauri तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत मैया जी को निश दिन ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी ओम जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी बांध सिंदूर विराजत पीको मृग मध को मैया पीको मृग मध को उज्ज्वल से दो नैना उज्ज्वल से दो नैना चंद्र बदलनी को ओम जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी कनक समान कलेवर रत्नांबर राजे मैया रत्नांबर राजे रक्त पुष्प गणमाला रक्त पुष्प गणमाला कंठहार साजे ओम जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी कानन कुंडल शोभित नासाग्रे मोती मैया नासाग्रे मोती कोटिक चंद्र दिवाकर कोटिक चंद्र दिवाकर राजत समज्योति ओम जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी हे हरि वाहन राजत खरग कपर धारी मैया खरग कपर धारी सुर नर मुनि जन सेवक सुर नर मुनि जन सेवक तिनके दुख हारी ओम जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी
Om Shantakaram Bhujagashairam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gaganasadrisham Meghavarnam Shubhangam लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णु भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव We bow. Om Guru Brahma Gururvishnu Gurudevo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritam Gamaya Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Hari Om बोले महापति महादेव की पवन सुत हनुमान की सिया भज रामचंद्र की श्री दुर्गा माता की सत्य सनातन धर्म की सबको जय जय सीताराम. Thank you everyone. Our tea will be coming around to you. Have a great night.